I'm Penny.
I'm Wanjera.
I'm Lily.
And I'm Eva. And
this is the 21st story.
Hi ladies, good to see you. It's been a while and I'm excited. I'm really excited because we've been talking about doing this and we finally did it. It's just been, we're gonna do this, but we are doing it. So this is quite exciting.
It is. I know we might be all nervous right now considering this is our first episode, but I think we've got this.
Yeah.
We have.
I think somebody advised us to just get started and then we can always improve. But what is most important is the message that we are passing on. And that's where we're doing it. Mm-hmm. So I think we just need to really give guys an opportunity to understand where we are coming from. Why are we doing this? What is our why for doing the 21st Story podcast? Collectively and as individuals. Mm-hmm. Collectively, I think by the fact that we are moms of children with Down syndrome brought us together.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, and maybe also because we felt that there is lack of information. So about 21st Story is about Down syndrome. Yeah, so...
And it's not just my story or your story. It's anyone who's touched by Down syndrome. Yeah.
And I think the fact that as an organization, we are part of an organization called T21. Most of us have been in this organization for 5, 6 and more years. It's about 10 years old now, founded by a lovely Eva here. It's just... we felt like we needed to do something else other than what we've been doing year in, year out as a group representing the organization. Sorry, guys, I've got Homer. And I will be very careful not to pass it on to any of you. And this is not my normal voice, guys.
You have a sexier voice.
And Miss Eva here is germophobic, so she's running away from me already.
I keep wishing this seat could get
longer and wider.
So I could get further. But no, you'll be okay. You'll be all right. You'll be okay. But so go on. You were talking about
so for why. Me, the why, we've kind of given the reasoning behind why we are doing it collectively. I mean, collectively, why we are doing it. We have a common goal. We have a common reason, our children with T21. But beyond that, we want to do it for the voiceless. We want to do it for the many moms or parents of children with Down syndrome. It's amazing how we've come far. Growing up as a young person, I don't think I ever saw children with Down syndrome out there.
It was any.
It was hidden. And then now it's not. At least now we are opening up. And but there's still people who don't have the same voice that you, Lily, Eva, myself, and Wanjera have, or are bold enough to be able to speak on behalf of these guys.
I'm glad you've used the word voiceless because I know as T21 we're constantly trying to create awareness, but it's not just awareness about what Down syndrome is about, but I think even this being the 21st story, we need to let everyone understand how it affects us, how we are affected as parents of a typical child versus one who has Down syndrome. When you talk about creating awareness, like in school, how kids are affected in school, how they interact with their friends, how they socialize with them, how one parent interacts with another parent, one being a parent of a child who's typical versus one who has Down syndrome, the questions that come with it, sometimes it's ignorance versus just not caring.
A lot of it is ignorance. It's amazing how every time you speak up, like even in the workplace or amongst your friends, that people ask you questions that you think, I thought you should know that, you maybe read this in biology or some point.
So is it really ignorance or lack of knowledge? Or, we learned so much. Geography, so many. So it's, you are taught, but the back.
I don't think it was touched on. I think it touches different because we are wearing
the shoes.
But I think what it is, it's people and I think also it's culture. It was shunned. We hardly saw these people.
Typical.
Why didn't we see them? And it's the most common chromosomal disorder. So where were these people? For you to interact,
Hidden.
they were never allowed in school.
And hidden, a lot of families. The
the
ministry.
social settings that we are in now are forcing us to stop being uncomfortable having these children, carrying your child wherever you go. People will stare for a while and then they'll get over it. And then now maybe the next time you're meeting them, then you can have a conversation if they are willing to listen.
And some people have heard them asking and wondering, how do I ask? You know, like, is it uncomfortable if I ask you, what does your child, is it offensive? What language should I use? So I believe even this podcast, you know, telling them the right terminology. Already we are saying typical.
Yes.
I keep saying that we say typical
because they used to say
abnormal.
Yeah.
You know, so showing the right language to use and how to make the parent that you're approaching feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Not to, you know, already think, why are you staring at my child?
Yeah.
You know,
But also
once
to
you've
add on
gotten
to
over that,
just to add on to what you said about ignorance, I always ask myself, if I was not in this position, how much did I know? So sometimes that allows me to give grace. Because there are times when you feel like, oh my God, that is such a basic, why are you being so ignorant? Or why are you being discriminative towards my son? Or why are you asking questions that
basic, that
like,
you feel
why
are
are you feeling
basic.
sorry for me? You know, so many things, you know, when you sit down in that moment alone but then you ask yourself, if I was not in this position, how much did I know? I knew about it, but to what degree did we know about it?
It's the same with other disabilities, because we are in this disability space. Now you notice when a child is, you know, on the spectrum or someone, and it's not that you learned, it's just you're a lot more sensitive to that space because you're living it.
You can relate.
So you're empathetic, but you're also open to learn, because I've also realized it's just not Down syndrome, and our children are confused with being on the spectrum. It's so funny because everyone keeps saying niko na mtoto kama wako. So I keep wondering, is it Down syndrome or is it just in the disability space? But we realize that we are all in the space, in that space, and now people look at us like we have the same condition. So it's just to demystify that, yes, we're in that space, but ours is slightly different. So, you allow them to have the idea that this person is different, they operate differently, they need different things, versus now someone who is on the spectrum or has cerebral palsy or has any other disability.
By the way, and just to be clear, when Wajeras talk about being on the spectrum, she's referring to being autistic. Because our children are on many occasions compared to children who have autism. Down syndrome and autism, two different things.
They're neurodivergent conditions, but they're very different.
Different. So just to be clear.
Okay.
So I don't know, let's maybe just take a step back and look at it from your own individual perspective. So if I was to ask Eva, why are you doing this? Not collectively. Yes, we know we are doing it together. We are part of this amazing organization called T21 that we support families and children with Down syndrome. We are about 450 that communicate. We are there. We are a big family. And there are other organizations there also that support families and children with Down syndrome. Yes, we've come together collectively, not just at the group, at the organization level, but for this podcast. But for me, I just want to find out, why are you doing it? Why Lily? Why Penny? Angela, why are you doing this? Why are you taking your time off work? Time off your schedule, and you probably have cracked this space of Down syndrome because of the age of our children. But why are you doing it at a personal level?
Okay, so for me, I would say the very thing that I said right at the beginning. The journey that I walked alone. I had no one to hold my hand and guide me and tell me this is what you need, this is what you should expect. These are the tests that your child should you should carry out for your child. These are the challenges you faced in school, etc. And it was a very dark space. And I remember thinking, gosh, if I can, by all means, I'll make sure that the next person that I meet who's going through this same journey that I'm going through, if their child is younger, I'll make sure that I guide them. And that's what happened. And I remember being introduced by a doctor to another parent. And they introduced me like I was a specialist. And then I realized, I guess I am a specialist by virtue of being the mom. By virtue of being the mom. I'm an expert in this journey that I have been walking day to day without a choice, right?
Alone.
And so the mom had a lot of questions to ask. And I was like, that I can relate with, that I can't relate with. Because again, just because our children have Down syndrome doesn't mean that they all walk the same path. They are also individuals, right? And I kept thinking, oh, listen, when you go through that, however you tackle that, let me know. I'd like to know what the outcome was, And then you discover that you're now collecting a lot of information that you can share with the next parent, you know? And I was praying that if I've paid it forward to this parent, that they would pay it forward to another parent, you know? And vice versa. And I remember, so at the beginning, there were like 3 moms who now... We kept calling each other almost like on a weekly basis, just to touch base on what is your child doing now, what is your child doing now, or what did you do when your child went through this, especially with the developmental milestones. And then my son Eli was at the time he was in kindergarten, and he comes home from kindergarten about lunchtime, and I was there. I was with Ella, going through the motions and going through whatever it is, my very dark space. I keep calling it my dark space. And Eli would come home, run straight to the baby cot. For him, it was the baby sister. I'm now a big bro, right? So he'd go straight to the baby cot and he'd carry the baby. And this was, you know how everyone was like, oh, you know, sanitize your hands, wash your hands before you touch the baby. I actually didn't care at this point with Eli only. I was like, let me see how this thing goes. So he goes and he carries Ella out of the cot as dusty and as muddy as he is and sweaty. And he holds her, and then he starts singing this song by Bruno Mars, Just the Way You Are. And if you listen to the lyrics of that song, it's when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, because girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. ... Right?
Oh, that is so cute.
Where? Let me tell you. The thoughts that I've been having prior to him saying that, I remember holding the baby and I was like, you know, if we did a little bit of plastic surgery, no one will notice. If we do this, you know, I'm trying to breastfeed the baby. I have milk. And all of a sudden I start having these thoughts and then it's just drying up, right? Because now my thoughts have consumed me. And I started thinking about how I can change things, because I'm like, poor thing, I've already overthought your future. Will you have friends? Will they notice that you look different? Blah, blah, blah. Then Eli comes into the room and starts singing that song. I cried.
Wow.
I cried and I cried and I cried and I said, "Sir God, I've heard. I know you're speaking to me through him." And that was the beginning of my acceptance. I put away whatever Google said, because it had a lot of nasty things to say, that the can't, won't, don't, will never be able to, lifespan, I don't know, it's like, you know. And I said, you know what, I'll shelve that and I'm going to treat this child with the love that they deserve, you understand? And I need to just get over it, you know? So from that time was when I was open to talking to other people and learning. When I say people, I'm talking about the moms, because it was rare that dads reached out. So I talked to moms and they'd share with me their journey, and I'd collect that information and I'd share my journey. They collect that information, they pass it forward, and then the beginning of the WhatsApp group, Just the Way You Are. And every time we, you know, that time you could only have like one admin on WhatsApp. So they'd be like, oh, and I met someone at the supermarket. I was like, add, you know. And then, you know, came Lily and so many other moms, and we shared. People are like, oh, where did you get Ella's glasses? Or where did you get this? Or which doctor did you see for such and such a specialist thing? You know? And we shared and shared and shared. And that was how it started. So for me, it's right from the beginning. I saw that I did not want anyone to walk this journey alone.
Thank you for stepping up for us. Because I always say that if it wasn't for you, this organization wouldn't exist.
I'll correct you on that. You know, you guys are sitting here with me not by force. So I feel like it was, for me, it was, I just happened to catch it at that time because my child was older.
If you want brave, because there are other many kids and children
before
Ella.
Okay.
But if you want brave enough and courageous enough to start up and say, you know what,
Let's
let me
start
do
our
this.
WhatsApp
Let's
group
start our
even.
WhatsApp group.
Okay.
I'm okay being comfortable as a source of information. You're even comfortable being seen as an expert, and that kept going. Because if you didn't do that, we'd probably still be hiding,
doing
like
our own thing.
I think majority of people, like when I found myself in that situation, our mutual friend is like, oh, there's Eva has Ella, oh, blah blah blah, and you know, I just come back and I was directed to you. If you weren't there, if you weren't there, you wouldn't.
Penny, you know, I remember when you called me and I had just given birth. Now to my last born. And I was like, I swear, I wish I could help you, but I'm just sad. Literally like 1 hour ago. I'm still I promise you,
1 hour.
I was still so high
Super
on the
high.
drugs.
Yes.
You know, like the pain management because I was a CS. And she was like,
sometime end of 2018. Yes.
August 2018. And I picked the call and I was loopy. I was like, oh, just because of who had referred you to me. And I didn't want, like I said, I didn't want anyone to go through a journey like that. And still in my loopy state, I was like, okay. I was like, yes. But I swear I'll talk to you next week. I just need to be discharged from the hospital. I just had the baby. She said, oh, congratulations, man. It's like an hour ago. But it was...
Thanks for picking my call. And because of you, I've met these amazing women. So we were talking about the why. I don't know. As I clear my voice, Lily, do you tell us your
my why. I think I resonate with what Eva is saying. Mine, deeply, when we got our diagnosis, which we'll talk about later, I realized I tried looking for information. And it was a lot of white faces. So I actually knew we are the only ones in Africa.
It picked you. It picked you.
Like, guy, we are the chosen ones.
The statistic.
The one in 700.
The one Kenyan.
The one Kenyan. I was like, wait, okay. But then again, it was still negative. So obviously the morning, and wondering, okay, so why are we the chosen? Thank God for being now a Christian. I'm thinking, okay, God has his own reasons. So he picked this family. But then to go through these negative things, how come really there is no one? So when Eva again it's my sis who referred, my sis friend, friend of our friend. So when my sis told me about Eva to go, I was like, oh, no, wait, we are not the only ones. I remembered because my sis had told me. I called Eva. I think it was 1 month after the diagnosis. To me, it was such a relief that we are not alone. We are others. So that hope that I got, that ounce of
like
hope.
A special planet.
That I'm not alone, there is another, only to realize there are many others. That 1 month of being in that dark space, I truly wouldn't want someone to go through that. I would want someone to get that child and they're like, oh, I saw on TV, I was listening to this podcast, I have seen on YouTube, you're not alone. Not even at the point, maybe even before you get kids, you really know about Down syndrome. So he said, I felt that it's time to change that, to give as much information so that anyone looking will find it. They do not need to be in that dark space thinking they're alone. Hope, I feel hope makes someone, it helps even wake up in the morning. You want to take the next step to do whatever you need to do. So it should never be taken away from anyone. So that's my biggest why say this over and over again, and even in the workspace I talk a lot about
Evident.
It's okay, we talk a lot.
So some people have come to me on the side and said, but Lily, if it was not for your talking, these will not be my kids, because there are people who are the voiceless or they are not comfortable enough to say, but the change that has come is because of someone talking. So now that I'm not uncomfortable. God has given me grace. God has given me even the resources, as you say, to come here and talk about. Why not? Because there are people who are running up and down in hospitals. Maybe they are not able to talk because of their so why not talk? Let me then step out. There are times I can tell you for sure. There are times I've been tired of, saying I'm not going to talk about Down syndrome anymore. Even this space of, this, I'm tired.
Especially when we're organizing things and there's like 5 of us and you're feeling like, do I really want to do this anymore?
I can't do this. I've given my story enough. Even my husband tells me, Ebu, you've been called, go. I'm not going. I'm tired. I've given our story. It's enough. That's more than enough. Then I'm reminded, where were you?
I know.
You have the strength. You have the resources. Again, I thought we were the chosen one. So we are still chosen.
Are you really still chosen?
You know, we were the chosen one in Africa. You see, there it was only white faces.
Because everything is based on white material. You know what I mean?
And the way you said actually that growing up, I can tell you for sure, I didn't know anything about Down syndrome. Nothing.
But
zero.
remember,
You guys never watched that show on TV?
Life goes on.
Life
goes on.
I didn't see any
on KTN. There was a show called Life Goes On. At 8 o'clock.
I know the show, but I didn't see any child with Down syndrome.
Cocky.
No,
that was my first reference.
How did you even know she has Down syndrome?
It was a boy.
It's a boy.
Yeah, I
used to get offended when people tell me that my son reminds them of Cocky.
Oh, wow.
Not anymore.
And you are laughing now.
Not
anymore.
I didn't I didn't know any. I had zero. Even and I did, but I know the show. I didn't see Cocky and nothing.
You can sing.
You see those couples?
YouTube it. YouTube it. You will see him.
Yeah.
You'll cough.
He's actually an ambassador. He's an ambassador.
Yes.
And
even Jamie Foxx's sister.
Yes. All this now has come out when I'm in this space. This is the time now I see. I'm like,
but it's true.
You never had the word mongoloid. They used to use the word mongoloid.
In school, we were learning. Even biology, chromosome. I didn't hear anything 21st extra.
You didn't know.
I didn't hear.
You are not chosen to learn.
By the way,
you are not chosen.
You are not chosen to learn. Chosen. God was saying, protect her, so that she might just say, "I'll never get kids."
No.
True. This is coming to me.
So it was to make me laugh. Laugh about it.
But my sis actually says there were 2 girls who she used to, and they were very close to our school. But now when she said, I was like, by the way, and they were big girls. They were twins.
Wow. Twins with Down syndrome?
Yeah.
Both of them?
Nice.
Normally, even in our group, when it's twins, it's 1.
Yeah.
It's usually one.
It's normally not 2.
So
the
I'm
boys.
like, So that's when I say that's the reason why I need to talk more. When I get tired, I'm reminded you still have the energy. Sometimes I even get worried. I'm like, hey, maybe God can decide withdraw basi tupatie mwingine. So even when they call for, can we just do this podcast? And yes, how do we send this info as wide as possible? I mean, because
we have
we're so grateful for you. Because you're always there.
We have to. Because as we say, there are those who can't. So why not? Why not
step up and
let me not put limits on myself.
Awesome.
What about you, Angela?
I should have spoken fast. They've taken all my points, all. So in my own words, and actually it's exactly what Eva and Lily have said. So the why not do it? I'm here. Ketagi is going nowhere, and we are learning. I'm parenting as I learn to help him get to where he's going. So for me, it's interesting you guys met Eva. Me, I was looking, like I was crazy on social media looking for people like me or a mother like me to help me navigate and just tell me I'm not going crazy.
You'll be okay.
Yeah, I'll be okay. And I think just because I like planning. So if you tell me you need to do 1 and then 2 and then 3, I think I'll feel better. So that was what I was looking for. And actually found your first thing at my Ella Foundation.
I actually remember
Yes.
Mercy Wanjala. Is your friend?
Yes.
But
she hadn't quite introduced me to you. She's like, go for this thing. But I had said I will go.
For what?
For them, there was your first meeting at my Ella.
Maela, the one that we now formed.
Yes.
The
that day. Yes. And I was so relieved. You know, when I got there, then I was like, I don't care. I'm not going to go and look for someone to take me. I'm like, it's me. This is my journey. So why not? Why can't I sit here and say something or contribute towards this journey that we are going through? Again, also what Lily said. When I Googled, it was all white faces, all negative. So we need to figure out how to change that algorithm.
Yeah.
And even the algorithm. Because when you type in Down syndrome, I'm sure it knows where you're typing in
Search
from.
engine optimization.
Yeah. So why can't we...
We need
in
to,
Kenya.
Yeah. And then the information that is there is so limited.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have helped me when I was, in that space of trying to figure out what to do. And I think the other reason that keeps me going is actually this morning I was listening to another podcast and a psychologist was talking about how things in the medical field have changed.
Yeah.
And they are no longer using, and her first example was mongoloid.
Yes.
So now she's like, it's nice and refreshing to know that we are not too far off that someone in the medical field that is not specifically a medical doctor will touch on Down syndrome and show us how far we have come. That we are no longer calling them mongoloids, that we are referring to them as persons with Down syndrome. And that's what keeps me going, because there are others being born right now as we speak. What will they find? Why would God have chosen me, the chosen one? Why would I do nothing about what it is that he's given me? He's given me many things. Why not use it to, glorify him and at the same time make someone else's life slightly better than it was for me. So for me, that is the why. And the fact that I don't know what is in store for my son and even his siblings.
Yeah.
Why not just, engulf or embrace the space and figure out whether this awareness will give rise to another space. Change that policy or we be quoted somewhere. And, it's one step, towards the right direction. Yeah. So that's my why.
Amazing.
You see why I should have spoken fast.
Lily, it's okay. You still speak fast. You take up the first quarter. They take the next 10 minutes. And I take the next 17
no problem.
minutes. You guys are lucky. I have how much today. I'm struggling to talk, but it's always interesting how our stories. There's something you mentioned earlier. I can't remember what it was, and I was thinking, I've not heard that before. But it's always nice to know our reasons for doing this. Yes, we interact a lot, but the reminder as to why we are doing this, the reason why I'm saying this is in the organization, we are one of the main guys. We are officials, but not only officials, but the guys who show up a lot.
Active volunteers.
Volunteers. Highlight.
Yeah, and with that, it's because maybe your why is solid. I don't know whether other people haven't gotten there, and we are lucky that we've gotten there. But talking about why and why we are doing this, for me, from a personal level, again, it touches on all what you guys have said. But in fact, today I was texting somebody and I said, my son is so amazing. And I don't get it when people don't, for example, gravitate towards him. And I want to make society better for him. I'm changing society for him because I can't change my Theo because the extra chromosome, we can't undo it.
True.
But I can change the world for Theo.
For him.
Yeah. I can change the world for Ella, for Monene, for Gitagia, and all other kids out there with Down syndrome. So that's normally my biggest why. And also, being in the group and seeing the journey, I sometimes see, when we have those moments of feeling like, I really don't want to do this, I'm tired, but we have an 8:00 meeting or we have to do, all sorts for the organization. Then I remember the mom who is not even able to feed, and God has given me the resources to do that. God has given me the resources to be able to take Theo to the best hospitals. Or to the best schools. But there's a mom there who's abandoned by the husband because they have a child with a disability. They want to be part of this. They want to be active like me and you, but are not even in a position to do that. And again, because of why? Because even our government, our environment does not support them.
The support system.
Yes, the support systems
lacking.
are there. And I've been lucky enough to see other parts of the world that support it. Yeah. Your child is born with a disability. Yeah. They will support you. Yeah. They will support you. And then there's also, what do you call them? Disability rights that are enforced,
That actually work.
that are actually implemented, that are actually work.
Because we do have those.
Yes.
It's just that they're
It's
not
just
they're
that
not
they're not
implemented.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also the fact that like when I had Theo and I joined a support group, so obviously Theo was not born in Kenya, but the time when he was born, everybody came all gun blazing. I even used to feel overwhelmed because it's like, okay, enough, guys. There's too much support, and you need to join this. Somebody's calling on you. Somebody's coming home, etc. And I was given too much support. And one of the first support groups I went to, I was like, this is too white for me. Laters, guys, I'm not coming back. And I was like, I'm not joining a support group because I didn't fit in. I didn't blend. So when I came back home, I came in like June and I called you because I was like, I wanted to be part of this. So for me, I know systems that work. And I want us to have systems that are specific to us guys. Even our data, like we all did. We all went out on the net looking for information. And we are looking. And everything was skewed to data that is the Western world data, And one of the things I always say is I remember, when we started off for therapy for Theo, is like, start with one language. And I'm like, I come here, kids are speaking, they have Down syndrome and they're speaking Luo, like, what's her name? Elaine's daughter speaks Luo, English. Ivy speaks English, French, Swahili, because that's their data, But I want us to have our own data. I want us to have solutions that are for us as Africans, as Black people, because I think sometimes medical stuff or data is skewed to the Western world, to the white skin, unfortunately, without sounding racist. And that's for me my whys. My whys is to really, really change society for our children, speak on behalf of the voiceless, and have our data, have something that resonates with us and something that works for us. So I believe we'll do this. I know it's a start, but
this is a good step we've taken.
And maybe I might also need to add, like we've been blessed. Monene doesn't have medical issues.
Yes.
We know Down syndrome comes with, in fact, I came to know from now being in a support group. There are many other issues.
Yeah.
And that's where like insurance will, say no, we don't.
Congenital.
No, not just congenital. They relate everything to
Pre-existing conditions.
And then you're denied. The child is denied facilities or even services based on something. In fact, that's actually one of my bitter points.
Yes. Look at the census. This Down syndrome was not even included on the
falls
census.
under others.
Yes, and others are quite a number.
And how many people and children in this country? I mean, the organization is countrywide, and we're already more than 500. The 450 are the guys on the WhatsApp, but outside we are more than 500.
Correct.
And that's the guys who've been able to reach out to us or who've been brave enough to step up and join the group. But there are so many other people.
So many. So now for Munene, he's not been having many. In fact, I would say his medical card he's one of the least utilizers for insurance.
Wow.
Yet, we are being told no, pre-existing
condition. Congenital.
Yeah. So if, as you say, changing the data. So even with him having less issues compared to many other children with Down syndrome, even children with Down syndrome, that says that then, Lily, you need to step up. I'm not going to India. They need that resource to go to India. So Lily, can you step up and talk so that then there are more resources geared towards the people with Down
and the
syndrome.
Support. We need the support, not just even at hospital, but from a policy, school, education perspective. So many things. Even sometimes when you're walking in buildings and you're seeing this, he can't climb the stairs, and you're thinking, okay, this could have been sorted.
Maybe I can also add, because the whys are coming. For me, I didn't know about the early intervention. The window of, I will call it opportunity, that if
4 months plus.
Actually, from birth, you started to therapy. I think to about 5 months is what now I remember my doctor telling me there's a window of opportunity and you need to maximize on it. So if we can get diagnosis earlier,
and we'll go into that more when we talk about
it gives
diagnosis.
them a better outcome. And it's not that there is anything major, it's therapy.
It's just occupational therapy.
And physical therapy. If we could sensitize the medical field and remind them that it's as
for me, it's
soon
not
as
even sensitizing, and without sounding very brash on this one, is how many medics have missed out on the condition.
So
leave alone
the sensitization.
So the more and this is the reason why we need to be here. Talk. The more we talk about it, the more you're like, even these doctors, medics will know about this condition. Can you imagine?
And even look for them. Like look, because I remember when he was born, it's because my pediatrician was an older pediatrician. The nurses never realized. No one else realized. So if we normalize Down syndrome, so to speak, normalize it and let it be, okay, the markers are this. Have you seen them? Is it a conversation that we need to have? Is it something that is likely?
Having the conversation.
So that's this new
paradigm. So if the window opens, and that means the outcome for them is better. Then even when it comes to picking up data, we have good data, like real data, live data.
And our solutions will be tailored to us.
Exactly. But then
policies
besides
will
even
be
the
tailored
diagnosis,
to us.
you might say, okay, your child Down syndrome, and then they go home and they lock up. So it also needs to be delivered well enough for the parent to say, then let me take up these windows.
Very good.
What are the next steps?
So a doctor's bedside.
What about this one will be a cabbage, so let's just go home and be a cabbage,
Gosh. So ladies, I'm excited.
Why that vegetable? I think I'd rather be a broccoli.
You and me both.
I like broccoli.
Yeah, me too.
Now we are choosing
And
veggies.
Vegetables.
Yeah, no, really, I'm excited about this, and I really do hope that we can reach out to a bigger audience, and for me, it's audiences that will make a change.
Yeah.
For yes, your friend will hear it, your mom will hear it.
Yeah.
It's okay. Most of us have had it. We'll normalize it, like Wanjera has said, but can we see significant change? Like we be called to the table when they're talking about disability rights. You know, I'm loving the new Senator Crystal Asiga. She's there with us. But yes, the changes have been made, but are they going to be implemented? And maybe us
Or is it just
talking.
another campaign?
Yes, us talking about it will normalize. We can be able to say to guys, we are living it. Let us be part of you.
The discussion.
Let's be called
Towards
to
the
the table.
implementation,
Yes.
And
yes.
as caregivers, I think there is we society doesn't see the weight that we carry as caregivers, and there is a lot of information each and every one of us has because you're a specialist in your own right. You know your child. You know you've gone through the journey. So I think there is also need for people in that space to also allow the caregivers to have a voice.
Yeah.
Because we are the ones who are
Feel the pinch.
and we are the ones living it until this person is able to speak up for themselves
If
and
they will.
say that this is what I want, and no, that is not what I want. I think it's important that we should be allowed in that space.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot to share.
Yeah.
Different forums, like different discussions.
Yeah.
Health.
Yes.
Education. Whatever.
Policy,
Policies, you understand?
siblings, family.
There's
Psychosocial
There's so
support.
much that we carry. Actually, hearing you saying that, I mean, maybe we need to be covered also for mental, because
It's true.
like, jokes aside, you only realize how much, because I think we've carried it very well.
Yeah.
We've carried it, even sitting here, I think we're being very graceful in how we're going about this podcast. Yeah? But there's a mom who come and tell you, me by the way, I was ready to abandon this child. We know the story, right?
Yeah,
But that
few
was
have said
us.
they wanted
Wasn't
to
that us
unlike
before we
their
accepted?
kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now you accept, and what happens? Are you accepting to become numb? Because there's nothing that's being done to improve the situation.
Yeah,
It's just
good
a me
point.
thing. It's me. It's me. And it's the immediate support system that I have, which is my nuclear family, maybe my extended family, our parents, our siblings, whatever it is, and even our closest friends. But very rarely do we get checked in on. Very rarely will someone come and ask you, okay, so how you and
You're gonna get many phone calls after this.
it's always one mother to another. By the way, when you went through these challenges that you went with, finding a school, they will accept your child, or even getting a shadow teacher, or even the reading or the speech therapy. They've got speech, but they don't have language. All those different milestones that we've hit, and of course, all of us have hit them at different stages because our children are all different ages. And still, even age does not determine when they're going to hit it.
Exactly.
That's the part now you're like, okay, how are you coping?
Yeah.
No one checks in on you with that,
Yeah.
Now, imagine, I saw Ella is 13 and I'm thinking, hey, we've been through a lot. We've been through a lot.
Taking stock.
Without saying.
Me, I'm
And maybe
thinking
it's a good
when
thing,
will
because
he
then
get
you'll
there?
need to mind.
You'll be sweet.
And you see, there's so many people who are thinking the same thing as you. Right now, your question of when will he get there? When will he get where? What are you asking about? Like now in your case?
Yeah.
When will he get to what?
To 13. you know Theo's, and I don't know whether many people know this, Theo's hair was not cut until he was 2. And my folks used to be like, oh, why are you not cutting his hair? And I cut it because I told God when I have to do something.
Oh, wow. When he starts walking.
No. When he gets to the age of 2, because
she didn't think you'd get to 2.
remember he had surgery, all those things, and you had your milestones was, will he survive another year? How many diseases?
I don't even know.
And for me, I remember thinking, now I'm not cutting this hair, And at 2 is exactly on his birthday is when I have Theo's hair.
Well done. That was a huge one.
Because to me it was almost like saying thank you God that
He's gotten
to 2.
And now you're asking
We don't
about
have
13.
and now you're asking about 13.
5, 7.
Imagine.
Hope.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it. The hope.
yeah.
Actually,
But
during the
that-
week, a friend of mine reminded me I had forgotten. Like the steps, it's living a day at a time.
One day at a time.
Yeah.
There's a point Munene wasn't
Guys,
talking.
we will continue talking forever.
Oh, time's up.
No, we can't.
Yeah,
but
I know
that's the hope bit.
Yes,
So we
yes.
hope that this podcast gives hope,
Yes.
educates,
Yes.
changes the society,
Yeah.
as you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm enjoying this conversation, and I wish we had more
A little
time.
too much. I must say. I love it.
Yeah.
So like we say, this is our first one, and hopefully we will get to reach out to much more, a bigger audience, many more people. We'd love to continue talking, but I think we can leave it for next time. Our whys will continue. Our whys are
it will
solid,
keep unfolding.
and that's the reason we are here. 13 years later, because you've been doing this for 13 years. How many? How old? 10?
10 years, yeah.
8,
Nine
9,
this
and
year.
7 and 8 this year.
Congrats, guys.
Yeah.
Well done. With the boys and only girl.
Congrats, guys.
Yeah. So our whys, we know why we are doing this, and we'll keep encouraging each other, even when we feel like we don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But we are grateful to God also, because He's given us the courage, the strength, the resources, the comfort to be able
He's
to do this
provided.
on behalf of not just our children, but those voiceless who are not able to do this. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. We hope to see you again in the 21st story.
Leave your
podcast.
comments as well. Let us know if there's anything that you want us to discuss.
Bye-bye. Bye.